Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I have my update for my Expand the Pan series. So this project is where I roll in shades that already have pan, and my goal is to use them 5 times. So I recently made this project a little bigger, made it into its own video. So I am working on 3 shades at a time from my collection, and my goal is to use them 5 times before rolling them out and rolling something new in its place. So these are the 3 palettes I have been working on for the past month. So I'm going to run through each of these shades and talk about how much I've used them. So the first shade up was my Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions Light palette, and this one has actually been in for 2 months. And I was working on the second shade in this palette. So that is this shade right up here, a beautiful purple shimmer, and I think you can tell that I have definitely expanded this one. I feel like from month 1 to month 2, the pan actually got smaller. I might have pushed some product into where the pan is, but I feel like now you can definitely see that it has expanded, and I am happy to say I did use this the 5 times. So this one will be rolling out. This is such a beautiful shade to work on. I love purple eyeshadow, so this one was a lot of fun. And I feel like I've had a lot of purples in other projects as well, so that made this one pretty easy to reach for. So I am a little sad this one is rolling out, but I'm definitely ready to work on something new and focus in on another shade within my collection. Alright, then the next 2 palettes just got rolled in last month. So this first one is my ColourPop It's a Princess Thing palette. You have probably seen this in so many different projects across my channel this year. It has loved being in projects, but I definitely don't mind. So the shade I had from here was Ray. So Ray is this lighter champagne-y gold shade, and I think you can tell that the pan in this one got a little bigger as well. I did reach for this one the 5 times as well, so this one will be rolling out, which I'm super excited about. I have loved reaching into that shade, reaching into this palette, but I think I am starting to get ready to put it away. Like I said, this palette has been in so many different projects. I've been focusing on a lot of different shades from it, so I have absolutely loved showing use and love to this palette, but I have a lot of other palettes in my collection that I would definitely like to focus on a little bit more as well. Alright, then the last palette that was in is my Glitter Realm A Whole New World palette, and I had the shade Diamond in the Rough. So Diamond in the Rough is this lighter blue shimmer at the top, and I have only reached for this one twice so far, so this one will be staying in till I reach the 5 use goal. I just wasn't really focusing on the blue shade this month. This is an absolute favorite palette of mine, and I do really like that shade. I just wasn't reaching for it a ton, but I know I definitely will, so I didn't want to force myself to use it if I wasn't reaching for it, because I do know that I love this palette and this shade, so it's not going to be an issue for me to reach for it for the 5 total uses coming up. So this one is going to be staying in, but I am really happy about that. I am really excited to get some more use on this palette and see what other progress I can get. Alright, so we are going to be rolling in 2 new shades since the first 2 palettes are rolling out and we only have 1 staying in. So I have my Pretty Random app set from 1 to 63. This is not the total number of pans in my collection, but I did decide for this project that I wanted to hold off on rolling in some of the newer pans, like the ones I hit in the last month, just because I've already worked on those so much to hit pan on them that I want to focus on some of the older pans in my collection first before letting these be eligible. So I wanted to give about a month period where some of the shades aren't eligible to be rolled in. So 1 through 63, and I will re-roll if I get a shade that has already been in this project, and I might re-roll if I get a shade that is currently in this project or just rolled out. So speaking of which, that shade comes from my It's a Princess Thing palette, which just rolled out, and like I said, this palette has been in so many projects this year that I think I want to take just a tiny break from it and not roll in a shade from that palette. So the next shade that rolls in is from my e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette, and it is the shade Sea Salt. That palette is going in my Pan Those eyeshadows, but that shade is going to be super easy to reach for. It's a white shimmer, so I am going to roll that one in. Alright, the number 24 comes from my Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, and it is the shade Berry Ice. So I'm going to go grab those two and be right back. Alright, so I have those two palettes here. And the first one that got rolled in is my e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. And we rolled in the shade Sea Salt, which I don't even think you can see that I have pan on that shade, but I promise I do. So we are going to be working on that for the next little bit until I hit 5 uses. The shade right next to it is in my Pan Those eyeshadows, but like I said, I think they will go well together. This is a super easy shade to reach for. I use it a lot in my inner corner, so I didn't mind rolling it in even though I am working on this palette in a different project. Alright, then our final shade rolling in comes from my Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, which I am super excited about. I have been wanting to reach for this palette more lately. So the shade rolling in is Berry Ice, which is one of my favorite shades in this palette. It's just a super soft and light pink matte shade. I think it's super pretty, and hopefully I can get a little more use on that shade and some use on the other shades in this palette. These shades are pretty easy to hit pan on, and I have been wanting to focus in a little bit more on this palette, so I think this will be a good opportunity to do so, and I am so excited. Alright, so that will conclude this update. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you think of this project. I am super excited about this new round of shades, and I just really enjoy doing this project. I am hoping for at least 1 or 2 rollouts next month. I am doing a lot of eyeshadow based projects, and this one is not my top priority, but it's still nice to get use on some of the shades that have pan in my collection. I feel like once I hit pan on a shade, I kind of tend to stop using it and really neglect it just because there are so many other shades in my collection and I want to hit pan on as many as I can that it's the ones that I have hit pan on just kind of get pushed to the side. So this is a really great way to focus in on those and use more shades within my collection. So let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what else you would like to see from me. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And with all of that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye!